They are few in number, but these protesters represent the concerns of millions of Greeks. Last month, law courts started auctioning off real estate owned by people who owed as little as €500 to banks. These activists have managed to put a temporary stop to that. All court-ordered sales must go through notaries public. Their union says they're so intimidated by threats of violence that they won't process any more payment orders until the government distinguishes between negligent debtors and those who really cannot pay.
The entire political system needs to legislate specifically for the circumstances under which people can save their homes from auction. It's one thing to go to auction to pay workers who are owed years of back pay. It's a different thing to auction off a ship or a car or liquidate property to pay alimony.
More than 40,000 outstanding court orders are now on hold, a temporary respite for money-strapped homeowners.
This is turning into a major headache for the government, which insists that it doesn't allow banks to auction off people's primary residences. It is now considering a measure that would protect those homes from repossession for unpaid taxes as well, in an effort to soothe public outrage. But there is pressure from the banks, which are now looking to sell more than $100 billion worth of loans that aren't being repaid.
Many bankers would like to sell these bad loan portfolios to distress funds. The portfolios would be worth more if debt collectors were given freedom to seize homes at will. Some court auctions have descended into violence as homeowners battle to keep their properties. Mary Orfanou has been fighting for 11 years and is afraid that politicians may ultimately cave in to bankers' demands.
My parents were poor. They came from a village. First they bought the land, then they built the ground floor, one floor at a time. That's where we grew up. My father worked as a florist day and night. Eventually he managed to build the upper stories to leave a floor to each sibling.
Orfanou underwrote a loan her brother took out to start a motorbike rental business, but his business foundered and he left half the loan, $33,000, unpaid. With interest and penalties, the bank now demands more than $100,000. If people cannot pay, she says, they should not pay. John Psaropoulos, Al Jazeera, Athens.